Alright, so in this live stream, I'm gonna talk about some dating stuff and real advice for women. I know that it's kind of like complicated stuff, but I know what I know, and I'm gonna share it with you, girls and slash women. So yeah, like in this live stream, I'm gonna talk about some serious stuff that is going on in the Western world and why some women are having hard time getting married to a person who they desire to get married, right? So there are a lot of things that is going on in the Western world right now, but a lot of people avoid talking about the real stuff because of certain things like, oh, I want to make money, so I wouldn't give them the real advice. Oh, I want to keep them delusional and stuff like that. So yeah, there are a lot of things related to this stuff. So I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. But let's begin reacting to this video, and at the same time, I'm gonna talk about certain things as for female dating. So yeah.
Gotta be real with you guys. When guys in their late 20s.
So what she says, when guys in their late 20s spend their weekends going to the nightclubs and hooking up with 18 years old. So what happens there is that a lot of guys will be into hookup culture and stuff like that, and they will be like sleeping with lots of girls, but what they're doing essentially is that they're just gaining experience, okay, and they are trying to learn about female nature and what they're doing. So they understand that, and when it comes to getting married, they will keep they will keep all this knowledge together, and then they will try to like look at a girl and they will think that, oh, this girl falls into this category, so I'm gonna avoid getting married to her. And he's gonna look for somebody who was staying in her house or staying with her parents. So yeah, they're gonna marry somebody who is more family oriented, and yeah, like that's the thing that happens quite often. And I understand that some women would be like, oh, then what is really going on over here? Like, I don't get it, like what you are trying to say. The fact is that they're just trying to gain experience through that hookup culture and stuff like that, because they are just trying to have like they're trying to know that female nature and what they're doing in real life, and they use that experience and knowledge in order to find the real woman they want to be in a relationship with, right? So that's the thing happens. But when a girl doesn't get herself involved with this kind of like hookup culture and stuff like that, they will notice that, and they will find that girl and they will get married to that girl. They are gonna completely avoid these people who are into that hookup culture and stuff like that. So yeah, like
Spend their week.
that's why I suggest all the women, whoever is telling you that, oh, go to the club, find the man, no, you're not gonna find the man in the club. It's a lie, it's a complete lie. Like, yeah, you will find some people who are doing certain things, but a successful man will never get married to somebody who is going to the club on a regular basis, because that's what they're not into. Like, they're just going there to have intimate relationship. They want the experience and stuff like that. They're not into that kind of like women who are in the club culture, and they are not never gonna get married to them, okay, period. I'm not saying like, okay, they're bad people necessarily, but men are not into those kind of girls who are into hookup culture. So that's the thing I gotta say over here.
Weekends going to nightclubs and hooking up with 18-year-olds.
Yeah, like they will spend their 20s, late 20s with girls, and then when they're 30, like a man who is like somewhere around like 31, 32, 33, they're gaining this experience, and they're gonna use this experience to find a real wife, okay, find somebody who is gonna like make sure that his children or his child is safe, and have the mother who will take care of them and nurture them, right? Because a lot of 3 or 4s and not into that, oh, I don't want to have children, I don't want to do this, I don't like. If a man wants to get married, that the main reason that they want to get married is to have children mostly. And yeah, there are some exceptions where the man doesn't want to have children, and historically if you look at the data, you will see that around like 50% of the men were fertile and they were able to have children, while 90% of the women were having children or fertile. So yeah, that was the case. Like a lot of men are not into like marriage because they don't want to have children, and when they want to have children, they will get married to you and they will find the person who is gonna like make sure that okay, everything is all right, we are doing fine, the girl deserves to be my wife because of certain reasons, like okay, she's very family oriented and she's not going to the club, because when you are going to the club, they will take that as a red flag. Oh yeah, like you will see some guys are giving that kind of advice, oh yeah, I'm fine with it, I'm completely cool with this idea of getting into the club and finding a girl. No, like they're just telling you a lie because they want to have sex and experience with you. So that's the thing, happens quite often, and girls are like complaining about this. So yeah, I'm telling you, if you want to be a wife of a good person or a high value man, then you will have to make sure that you are not getting involved yourself with any kind of activities that are related to like 3 or 4s or something like that. So yeah.
You look like clowns.
Jealous.
She looks like she's in her mid to late 20s, but she's already noticed that the men her age seem to prefer younger women.
Yeah, they're gonna let's say a guy is just 27 years old, they're gonna hook up with the girl who is like 19 years old, and then what happens, 5 or 6 years later, the girl becomes like 24 and the guy is like 32, and what he's into is that he's gonna find somebody who is like 19 or 20 and will get married to that girl, okay, because she hasn't been to the club. So yeah, that's the thing they're looking for, like they want inexperience. And I'm not trying to be like hateful towards women, like that's what they're into. I'm not complaining about that. I'm not into that kind of girl. Like I'm not into club culture at all, like I'm not. So yeah, that's why guys are getting into clubs and stuff like that.
But is this true? And if so, why?
The reason 18 and 19-year-olds are more attractive than 25-year-olds is because they've been through less dig.
Now yeah, like if you hate Andrew Tate, like you are like, he's trying to be a little more rude over here, but he's saying a fact, okay, like it's the case, like it's like it applies to a majority of women who have been to the club. Like a lot of women are going to the club, going to the events. Oh, I'm going to a music concert and stuff like that. Like what you are doing there? Like you can watch the concert on somebody's phone, or like there are plenty of like options. You can replace the music concert, right? Like you don't do it, like you go to the club and you go to a concert, you are not going there alone, like somebody is going there with you. And what happens quite often, you are getting involved with yourself with some kind of like sexual activities. So that's why they will take that as a red flag. And I'm not saying that you were that girl, but majority of the time they will consider that to be the case. And yeah, you gotta be careful about that.
I'll say this right here on the internet. I don't give a People will sit there and go, oh, you can't say that. Yes, I can. A 19-year-old is more attractive than a 26-year-old woman, and I'll tell you why. Because that 26-year-old has talked to more guys, been to the club more times, been more places.
Like he's talking about Western women in general, like, oh, they're into this kind of stuff. So I would rather prefer a girl who hasn't been to the club, who is avoiding going to the club and stuff like that. They will know, like if you were going to the club, how you behave, the man knows that, because they're also in the club, right? So yeah,
been dumped more times, more arguments, more heartbreak, more more mess for me to clean up.
And that's why you will see a lot of the time on TikTok, on Instagram Reel, they're complaining about, oh, men are trash, men are useless, because they have been dumped and they're into club culture. So yeah, like, guys are not gonna take you seriously. They're gonna give you sex, but they're never gonna give you the relationship. You'll never be the wife of a person like them. So yeah, I'm telling you all the time that be serious about your life. Take your take this advice seriously and do not mess up with your life, because if you mess up, nobody will give you the shit. Okay.
So a woman in her mid-20s is likely to have more personal baggage.
What a floozy.
As a result, there's probably going to be more mess for a man to clean up.
So, like, I'm not saying like you are not a good girl at all. Like, you can be, you might be a good girl, you might be a good woman, you could be a good wife, but they're not gonna think that, oh, yeah, it's probably true that she is a good girl. No, they're gonna take the statistics and they're gonna think that, oh, this is how it is working. Now, I'm not trying to be rude towards you. That's not my opinion. I have talked to many guys and that's how I got to know. Like, I'm not trying to be rude towards any woman. Just take the responsibility. Do not go to the club. Just try to keep yourself pure and you will find the man of your dream.
Maybe this explains why, when a woman reaches 30, her dating options, along with many other things, begin to dry up.
Not my problem.
Dating in your 30s? Be like, there's plenty more fish in the sea.
You serious?
The sea.
This is sometimes referred to as the epiphany phase. She's at the crossroads of acknowledging her decaying sexual market value and impending date with the wall. The wall, of course, being the threshold at which most women realize their lessened capacity to sexually compete with the next generation of women.
That's why, like, you cannot complain about this. Like, most men are into like 20 years old women, and they're gonna get married to that woman regardless of how you feel, how you think about certain situation. They're not gonna care about you. They're gonna think it from a perspective of, oh, she is young, that means she's fertile, she can have more babies with me. So if they're into like getting married or something like that, I'm not talking about from a point of like, oh, she's old and she's disgusting. No, like, I'm talking about it from a point of like, the woman younger means she is more likely to have children with me. So yeah, from that perspective. And most men are getting married because they want to have children. That's the main reason. I'm telling you.
30 years old is the general age women typically hit the wall.
Deal with it, you babies.
And honestly, I don't know if men have caught on to this yet, but like,
You see, like, even if you look attractive, when a man knows that you are 30 years old, if the man is high value, like he has all the leverage, they're not gonna pick you. And I'm telling you the truth. And I'm not trying to be misogynistic, or I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feeling over here. I'm telling you, I'm giving you real advice that, okay, if you were somewhere around like 20, get married. Yeah, like, fuck college education, fuck university education. You have to find the best man when you are in your 20s. And then, yeah, like, if the man says, oh, you don't have to go to college or university, I can provide you support, take that. Like, he's not hating on you, he's just trying to be respectful towards you, and he's trying to give you an option which most women prefers to take, right? And if the man is not capable of supporting you, then don't get married. A lot of men are capable of supporting you financially. Like, you will not have to work outside. You see, a lot of women are like, oh, I need $100,000. No, you should be looking for somebody who is making like $40,000 to $50,000 a year, and don't live in an expensive apartment. Like, why do you have to live in an apartment where it costs around like $2,500 or $2,000? No, don't live there. Live somewhere where you will have a cost of like $1,200 or $1,500, or maybe you can find a house where you will have like $1,500, like the entire floor, like 3-bedroom. you see, like you just have to find those, or 2 bedroom. So yeah, like find that, and then find that place and live there, save money. A lot of women are not capable of like reducing their spending. Like you have to reduce your spending so that you can live a happy life. I saw a woman. She had 10 children, and her husband was making like $10,000 a month, and they were completely fine with that amount of money. She was raising 10 children, just staying at home mom, and yeah, she was completely fine with it. Like, I don't see the problem. Like, why you will have to find somebody like 10 children? So 5 children, that means you can lower the cost. Like maybe you'll need $6,000 a month for 5 children. I don't think that a child can cost you like more than $1,000 a month. Like, it's bullshit, completely bullshit. Like, a lot of men and women have this idea that you will need like more than $1,000 a month for your child. No, it doesn't cost you that much. It's a complete lie. You can raise your child under $1,000 a month, and yeah, it's possible. When I moved to Canada at the beginning, my cost was under $1,000 a month. And I'm talking about 2019. Like 2019, the entire year was less than $1,000 like per month. So how could you not raise a child under $1,000? I see a lot of women are like, celebrities, like who are like spending like tens of thousands of dollars. You don't have to be a celebrity to raise a child. So yeah, there is that. And yeah, like just find a husband who is making like $5,000, and tell them, hey, I want to raise a child, and you work outside. That's all I want. And yeah, you have to like prove in certain way, like, okay, this is how I behave, how I'm reacting to the situation. So yeah, like I don't suggest you to how would you say, like I don't suggest you to like make any kind of improper decision that will cost your future. Like don't do it. Like, be serious about your dating. Like, it's a life commitment, and yeah, you have to be honest about it. No matter what goes on, you just have to play the game in a manner which will allow you to be happy, right? Because a lot of women are just, how can I have fun, how can I have drink, alcohol and stuff like that. If you are into alcohol culture, you're fucked.
Our standards have risen, and they're going to keep rising. So those old tricks, those old games you used to run, it's not going to work anymore. The only thing that's going to work is that you get therapy, you grow, you fix yourself.
A lot of the time therapy, like those therapies are complete, like spitting out some complete BS, and yeah, it doesn't help, but sometimes it does help you on a long run. So I would suggest you to like make sure that you are going to the right therapist, because sometimes they're just complete BS. Like, they're just spitting out some bullshit that is not even helping you on a long run. So yeah, I just definitely I just want you to know that take your life seriously, do not fall for the trap, and yeah, learn from wise men or women outside. Like a lot of the time young generation, like young women, are like completely avoiding their mother's advice, like, be more traditional. Yeah, like try to be more traditional. Nobody's gonna harm you, like if you are traditional in any way. So
because we don't give a anymore, okay? We're out here making money, running circles around you clowns, and it's just not gonna happen. So until you decide to look in the mirror and check yourself, okay, we don't want anything to do with it, because the dick isn't that great. Y'all are not even emotionally intelligent. You can't pay a bill. What can you do?
This is an example of a woman who's not realized she's hit the wall, and she's hit it hard.
Bingo.
You are the common denominator in all your relationships.
Because you see, what was her problem? The problem was she is over 30 and men are not interested in her. So who are interested? Like, I'm talking about high value men are not interested in her. So she meets those guys who are completely invisible, like they do not even exist in the dating market. So yeah, like she meets those guys and she complains about, oh, they're just losers, they're complete bullshit, they do not even do anything productive and stuff like that. So yeah, like you will have to just figure that thing out, like, okay, yeah, men are into what? Into young women, and would and those young women are gonna win the race no matter what you do. So I tell you that be serious about your dating life and get married as early as possible. And yeah, like when you are getting married, if the guy is like really a real high value man making millions of dollars, then you cannot complain about cheating, because they're gonna do it most of the time. They're not religious at all in the Western countries. But if you find a religious guy, you're lucky enough to like be in a happy relationship. Yeah, because a lot of the time we are sold Disney fairy tales. Oh, the guy is rich and then he's picking up you and then you're forever happy. No, it's not gonna happen. So you have to use your age as a leverage, while the man will make himself successful in the dating market by making money, by making millions of dollars, or maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars, or maybe $50,000. So yeah, like he's gonna earn that, and you will have to just use your age as a leverage. Like, okay, this is how it works. So I'm gonna make sure I do not make serious kinds of mistakes so in the dating market. So yeah,
You are what you attract. Value attracts value. And trash sticks to trash.
I like it!
If you can't pay a bill, you better bring the emotion and bring the dick. If you can't bring the dick, you better bring the emotion and bring a bill. You gotta pick one. You can't.
okay, like man will pay for the bill, like pay the bill, but you have to be in your 20s, because you didn't get into a relationship when you were in your 20s. You were hooking up with a bunch of guys and you lose your value, because it's the value, like your 20, your age and your like relationship status tells us that, okay, she is somebody who can maintain her purity. So yeah, that's the thing. That's all I gotta say over here. And I don't understand why some women are complaining about it. You are in your 30s, you do not have any leverage at all. Like I can say that you have the leverage over somebody who is making like $2,000 working in Starbucks. So yeah, like they you can have leverage over them, but you cannot have leverage over somebody who is making like $50,000 to $100,000 a year, or maybe over $100,000, a millionaire. Like you do not have the leverage over them. So that's why I tell you that if you are 20 years old, use that age to your advantage. Like, hey, I'm gonna find the man who I can get married to, have a long-term relationship, have children and stuff like that. Now, yeah, obviously a lot of women get divorced after like 28, 30. So yeah, like don't get divorced easily. Like try to make sure that like you see, you're living in Western world and nobody cares about how would I say, like nobody cares about what you have done, like even if you get like what you have gone through, like after for the divorce. Like maybe the guy was abusive, so yeah, like in that case you can consider getting divorced. But if your guy is living with another girl and supporting you financially, I think that's just a losing point for you. Because I mean, you can replace the guy, but the other guy will also cheat on you. So yeah, like guys are into that, because guys are not religious at all nowadays. So That's the thing, you have to understand that okay, he's gonna cheat anyway, he's making sure that my bills are paid, so yeah, I'm just gonna turn my blind eye to this situation and I'm gonna be like, okay, I haven't seen it. But if there is a girl who is like calling you, hey, your guy had slept with me, she's just trying to make sure that you leave her so that you leave him so that she can get the guy, because a lot of the time they're into that. And yeah, I know that because a girl told me about that situation, that how he got a guy. He complained about it and the girl left, so she got the guy. And what happens quite often is that a girl gets emotional about it. So that's why, like, you do not get emotional if somebody calls you, hey, your guy cheated on you. Like, what are you gonna do? You got married, and there is this proof that you got married, and the next guy will say, oh, she got married, I'm not gonna get married to her, she's out of my league, she has done something terrible and something like that. They're gonna take you negatively, even if you are even if you have done anything wrong. So yeah,
Can't be missing all three. What the do you think this is? It's one thing if we didn't have high standards because we're not pulling our own weight, but we have pulling our own weight. Half these women out here, no, period, point blank, we have built our own table.
and that is called entitlement. We have the table.
This is coming from a lady that can't even brush her hair. Remember, a table without legs is just a board. By and large, men don't care about a woman's career, finances.
Yeah, that's the truth. They don't care about your finances, they don't care about your achievement, they care about your age and your beauty and your character, obviously. Like, you haven't gone to the club thousands of times, that's what they care about. So yeah, I'm telling you the serious stuff, that okay, don't be somebody who is not working on themselves and trying to like avoid the responsibility. Like, you have to take responsibility for certain things that you are doing in your life. You have to make sure that you are getting married while you are young and beautiful. And yeah, like, don't just go to the club, because if you are going to the club, you may get married, but you are not gonna get married to the quality guy.
Or her achievements.
Who the hell?
Because successful men don't go to the club to get married. They go there to gain experience, and they're gonna use that experience to find the real women who are not going to the club, who are preserving their value, and they're building up themselves while they're going to the club, gaining experience and making money and stuff like that.
Cash.
She stayed in a casino for too long and has become jaded and bitter.
That's nasty.
She should have cashed in her chips many years ago.
Yeah, that's why I tell you, when you are 20, find the husband.
She's now praying for an unlikely and winning hand.
Full house.
Meanwhile,
My name is Erin. I am 40 years old, never been married, and I coach women on how to date.
Do not take advice from these women, because they have failed their life. Like, what are you gonna achieve without getting married? Oh, I can give you advice, I can give you real advice. No, you have failed in your relationship, you are not married. If you, as a woman, not married, like, if you decide not to get married, that's your choice, and you are giving advice, dating advice to women who like, what kind of advice you are gonna give?
It's possible to give good advice, even if you yourself can't follow it. But you set a bad example, and people won't take you seriously.
never.
Like an out-of-shape personal trainer, or a dentist with rotten teeth.
Pretty crazy, huh? I've gotten a lot of for it. People think that because I'm not married that I shouldn't help other women date.
Goddamn right.
Yeah, you shouldn't be helping other women how to date.
Here's the thing. I'm not here trying to tell people how to have a successful marriage. Lord knows, I don't know anything about that one.
This is the problem with dating coaches.
Yeah, that's why a lot of female dating coaches are lying to you. I'm telling you to take your life seriously and invest your money to something that will allow you to be like more successful in your dating life, not something like this. Like she's not giving you real advice. She's just gonna be like, oh, how can I extract resources from her because I have failed in my relationship but I need money, so I'm gonna give her some fake advice and I'm gonna make sure that I have the money to live. Because no, like literally most men will not prefer to marry her. Most men, 99% men won't prefer. And now you can say, oh, there is slim chances that 1% chances that she can get married. No, even if she gets married, she's not gonna enjoy her life because that 1% man most likely to be a loser. It's very unlikely to be somebody who is successful. So yeah, don't take her advice seriously.
They don't require real training or qualifications. Anyone can decide to be a dating coach and then charge desperate people tons of money for their so-called expertise.
However, I would much rather take a dating advice from somebody who spent 20 years in the trenches making all the mistakes, doing all the things wrong, and then figured out how to do it better.
You couldn't even find a husband in 20 years. Like what? Your eggs are gone almost. You cannot have children and you are telling me that I should take advice from you? No. Listen, a man can get a girl pregnant while he is in her 40s, late 40s or 50s. Like if he is fertile, okay? 50% of the men are not fertile, okay? So they're not gonna have children, but 50% of them are going to have children. I'm telling you from that perspective that, okay, take advice from somebody who is capable of having children, not her who has failed to have a good, successful relationship.
Then somebody who only dated a handful of people and got married has been married for God knows how many years.
What the?
So by doing everything the wrong way, she thinks she has a good handle, at least on what not to do.
Clever girl.
There is a logic to this. But her view would carry more weight if she herself was now married.
Sure, they probably know something, but they don't know what I know when it comes to dating. I've experienced...
You have failed. You have experience, but still you cannot use that experience to get married. So what kind of experience you have? Like seriously, are you kidding me?
it all, I've done it all.
She's the village bicycle.
I've made all the mistakes, and now I coach women so that way they don't make the same mistakes that I did. They're able to get to where I'm at faster and easier. And they don't have to go through the bull that I've been through.
Now I'm telling you the truth, okay? She needs money. Nobody is supporting her, nobody is paying her bill. So what she's gonna do, she's gonna be acting like, oh, I'm a dating coach right now, I'm gonna make this kind of stuff. So yeah, like definitely try to like avoid this kind of scammers, because she's just scamming you, because she's not successful in her relationship. How she's gonna give you real advice as for how to date women? Like, what the heck?
That's why I coach women in dating.
Everyone's had a ride.
Why would someone want to get to where she is at all, let alone faster?
Instead, take my course, $100. You can like not course actually. You can contact me one-to-one, and then I'm gonna like give you real shit. Gonna give you real advice that how to find the high value man. Like if you don't have to go to the club. You have to really like, I'm gonna give you some free tips. Find somebody who is a masculine figure, father figure or brother or maybe uncle, who is like realistically masculine, not just like submitting, like he's not submissive towards his wife or something like that. So you have to find the masculine guy, and you have to make sure that he has no sexual interest in you. So like somebody who has no sexual interest in you, you have to find that person and you have to ask him to help you out, because men are very good at vetting out losers. All right, so that's the thing you have to keep in mind.
Who's got the football?
Father Time came to collect a long time ago, and unfortunately for her, she's now a leftover woman.
That's what the kids call epic fail.
Somebody referred to me the other day as an older lady. Older lady.
You can see wrinkles over here around this area, right? So obviously when they look at you, and they will notice automatically. Now obviously some women are able to get married to successful men even if they're old, but the reason they're able to manage that is just luck. it's just they got lucky. They got lucky enough to get into that kind of relationship. Usually it doesn't happen. So yeah.
I don't want to be an older lady. Please refer to me as a queen agent.
You are not a queen unless you're married to a king. A lot of people has this delusional idea that like, oh, I'm a queen. No, you're not a queen. If you are not married to somebody, you are not a queen.
There are a lot of
You are not like if you are not married to a king, then you are not a queen.
studies on this, but it's broadly agreed that 35 is the age when humans are perceived to no longer be young anymore. So describing a woman in her 50s as an older lady is perfectly fair. I'll leave one of the studies to this below.
Okay, ladies, want to know what dating in your 40s is like?
She's more likely to be in her early 60s.
After bad online date, finally find a decent guy. You're ready to go to the next step, get a hotel room by the beach, and love.
You see, like man, yeah, she'll get a date. Maybe she'll have a intimate relationship with a guy, but the real problem is, you see, like a lot of guys didn't have sexual experience, right? So what they will do is that, oh, I need to practice my, like I have to practice my penis. So I'm gonna choose this lady, and then like a lot of guys, okay, who haven't had sexual experience, they're gonna train their penis with them most likely. And yeah, there will be some men who will take her seriously, but a lot of the men, if they're interested, they will just train their penis, because they don't have that sexual experience. So they wanna make sure that they're good at the next time they try to be with a girl. So
Last night, do the necessary things.
That's the unfortunate truth. And I'm not trying to be like hateful towards women, but you see, like that's the real thing I'm trying to tell you, and I'm trying to give you real shit, real advice.
Shaving. Today, 2 o'clock, day of, send a text. I send the text saying, all right, you getting excited? You ready to go? Insert BS excuse here. No, can't go. Sorry, something came up. Okay, that's great. When did you find out? Oh, 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago? Nice. So, sure hope I can cancel the hotel. Nope, can't. Had to cancel an hour before. Yep, now I'm stuck with the bill. So, guess I'm off to the hotel by myself.
Her positive response to rejection has to be admired.
Yeah.
But when a lady hits the wall hard, this is what happens. Her ability to negotiate with men reduces significantly.
Yeah, that's why you are not going to be able to like negotiate with a high value man. You will have to choose somebody who is like literally the bottom 5% of the men. Okay, bottom. Maybe somebody is just trying to get a passport from like Vietnam, from what country? From Ghana, or maybe from some African countries. They might be interested in you, okay, for a couple of days, and then when they're done with their green card, their passport, they're gonna leave you. So yeah, I'm telling you the serious thing. Find a husband when you're in your 20s and try to be with him forever. Like, you see, sometimes they will cheat on you, but you do not have the leverage. So yeah, like as long as they're paying the bill for you, they're taking care of you, just don't like act that they never cheated on you, okay? And let's say a girl reach out to you, and then they're trying to like say, hey, your guy has cheated on you, and he slept with me. They're just trying to like take him away from you, most likely, because you know, like a lot of girls are not successful at finding the partner, so they will try to like use that kind of stuff to make sure that she gets the guy, and you leave him alone. So.
Sad face.
And lying about her age won't have helped her.
Later.
But you want to roll with the big dogs? Then it's time to get some therapy, honey. It's really that simple.
Shut your pie hole. We're working here.
So yeah, that is the thing I gotta say. Do not take advice from a lot of dating female coaches. Like there might be one or two or maybe three or four, but there isn't enough female dating coaches who are giving you real advice. They are not telling you the truth. So my advice for all the women out there, if you are in your 20s, early 20s or 20 years old, try to find the best husband if possible. And yeah, like you do not have the leverage over successful men. If you wanna settle with somebody who is average, you can, but the problem is that sometimes they're gonna sleep with another woman and you cannot complain about that. So that's the unfortunate truth. And on top of that, I want to add that if you are able to like negotiate with somebody in your 20s, you are not, like, you see, if you are sleeping with bunch of dudes, they will know that, okay, they have the experience because they're going to the club, they have this hookup culture thing, so they know the thing that girls do usually when they're into hookup culture and who are more family oriented. So they will know that, and you cannot just lie to them. So yeah, like try to like use your purity, like seriously, like if you are pure, try to use that purity for yourself. Like nobody gives a damn about you. So yeah, like you have to use your purity to negotiate with the guy, and you have to be in your early 20s or 19 years old or 18 years old, because most of the time they will consider getting married to that guy. And yeah, like don't just fall for somebody who is just 20 years old, because a man 20 years old doesn't have experience. Maybe he hasn't made that money. Like maybe some of them are like crypto millionaire, right? So yeah, like make sure that you are getting married to somebody who made the money in a hard way, like not easily, right? So yeah. And yeah, there is a link in the description box if you wanna like have a one-to-one conversation as for like how should you date a man, and how should you, like for women only, how should you talk to a guy, and how can you find a husband, like that kind of stuff will help you. And yeah, like I gave you real advice, like as to how to approach a man, how to find the best husband possible. So yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel for more content like this. I usually talk about male dating advice, but I do not have any kind of like one-to-one setting. But yeah, like I'm trying to like work on that, but I'm gonna give you a link in the description box for women who are interested in female dating stuff. So yeah, like yeah, that's all I gotta say. It's just $100 per phone call. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys or girls soon. Peace out.